Hi everyone, it's Katie here, and I'm going to do a body review on the new Doll Leaves Dream Body. Warning, doll nudity. So with that said, I'm going to remove my hands. To get started, I am going to say that her height on Alice Collections is wrong. Alice Collections says that she is 43 centimeters and I think a couple millimeters. And Denver Doll says she is 45 centimeters. And Denver Doll is correct. Before I made this video, I did measure her myself and she is 45 centimeters. And compared to my Doll Chateau Matthew, who is around 50 centimeters, maybe a centimeter more. I can't remember what I measured him at. It's very much true. You can see it in the pictures. If you research and analyze comparison pictures of these bodies, you can easily tell that they are indeed taller than 53 centimeters. So Alice, honey, you need to update the information. Okay, now moving on. I'm going to start the actual body review, starting from head down to her feet. Her head is 18.5 centimeters according to Alice. I did not measure her head myself, so I'm going to trust Alice on this one. However, this is a regular MSD wig that I got from Custom Critters. It is much too big on her, meaning that it overlaps her ears and it hangs down on her neck right here. Other than that, it would fit, but it does. It hangs over her ears and it hangs right down there, like right there. And I did put on Elliot's, that's my Doll Chateau Matthew's wig on her, and he wears a 6'7" wig, and his fit. They are made the same though. There's no elastic in it at all, so that might be why. But I have read that on the Ida sculpt that she can get away with wearing a 6'7" wig. So it's up to the owner. And overlook any dogs or outside noise. They are doing whatever outside because it's pretty today and it's making my dogs go nuts. Anyway, here is the back of the head with the little logo DS for Doll Leaves, if you're interested in that. Head cap has 2 magnets on this part, 2 on this part. Standard S-hook. Inside, there's tiny, tiny little grooves, like any other doll, for the S-hook to fit in. The elastic is actually so thick in her, though, that she can't actually, the S-hook can't actually settle in those grooves. But that's not a problem. The S-hook stays fine still. Her eyes claims that she can wear 12 millimeters or 14 millimeters. And I have 14 millimeters in her right now. And I think they look fine personally. I like the 14 millimeters in her. But if you like the look of the smaller ones, definitely go for it. And I somehow just got stains all over her from my daughter's table, because I'm in my daughter's bedroom right now filming this, trying to lessen the outside noise because we're upstairs. So anyway, and the head sculpt is Pepper, by the way. Yeah, all 3. Okay, moving down to her right here. She is sculpted. You know, she has the little sculpted collarbones aesthetically, as you can see. Let me bring her in close. Right through there. It is not overly detailed, and you will not find overly detailed sculpting on any part of this body. Unlike it's very similar looking, unlike the very similar looking Doll Zone body, which I'm gonna guess is the same height as her, by the way. So that's the same for her back, her shoulder blades, all that. So moving on from the collarbone, which is, it's nice enough. I like it. For her character, I like it. For other ones, I would probably like a more detailed one. To the arms, they are just, you know, here's the slots for them. And they have no grooves in to hold them up, but they do stay up, and you can twist them all the way around if you wanted to. I don't know why you would want to twist them all the way around, unless she's like, I don't know, possessed by a demon or something. She can't do that. She can't do that. Okay. So, little bit, and then they just kind of snap down. So you'd probably need to suede her in order to get her to do any in-betweens. And this is right out of the box. She has not been restrung, sueded, or wired any. Forgot to mention that. Okay. Moving on to her elbows, which are double jointed. Nice little right there, which I think looks nice. Again, it's not overly detailed. It's fairly flat. There's a small indentation right here, which I doubt will pick up on the camera, to make it a appearance of an elbow, and a indent right in the middle. I don't know. And I don't know what happened to my light either. I guess the sun shifted. Okay. Now let's get her into the first position. So there's the first position. No, there it is. Here it is to the side. I'll hold it up some so you can see. And it does kind of hold the in-betweens until you get to a certain spot. It automatically wants to go into double jointed though. So let's go ahead and go to the double. Here it is double. And that is what it is naturally. She cannot touch her face unless you maneuver it. Like, lift it a little bit. She cannot just fold her arm back like most of my dolls can. Sorry about that. She cannot just bend her arm all the way back like this like all of my other dolls can. She is limited there, which was a disappointment for me, but it's not a deal breaker. And not touching her face, I don't like. Like I said, this is with her arm down, that is where she's at. Let me turn to the other side so you can see that you can tip her arm up. But I always compare myself with when I do these reviews. Like, I don't have to tip my arm up to be able to touch my face. I want my doll to be able to do that. So, because she has to tip her arm up, you know. So, there you go. But she can do it, and you can tuck it behind her ear, you know, but it's not, you know, it's not going to be flush to her body or straight down like yours would be. So, small disappointment, you know, because that is a big thing for me when I look at dolls, is the arm movement, and if they can touch their face without having to, you know, do anything to maneuver their arm or something like that. Now, moving down to her hand, I really don't want to move her hand too much because her hand movement is severely limited, and it is pretty short. It is because her S-hook in her hand is catching on the resin inside her wrist right here, and each time I move it, it grinds and digs into the resin and scrapes more of it off, and I don't want to dig that too much. It can move up and down like that though, but forward and backward, like I said, is very limited. Like, it just won't do anything. I'm going to try to somehow fix that with the S-hook. I'm not sure how. Maybe you just get a smaller one, or get some pliers and squeeze it closed a little bit more. But that is the same on both wrists on my doll. I do not know if that is something that is with all dolls, but it is with mine. So, just something to look out for. Okay, now moving her arms up so you can see the movement of her back. Yeah. I didn't show you head movement. Forgot that. Okay, so here she is, looking straight. Down. Up. Straight. Down. Up. Down, she is a good downward looker. Up is more limited, but you can always lean her back, which, let's go to her back now. She's looking as far up as she can, so you can always lean her back to look more. And that's basically all she has. If you swayed at her, you could probably get more out of her back bending, but alone she won't really hold it. That's the most I've ever gotten her to hold it. Usually she snaps back. So now going forward, she is, so here it is without any kind of bending her forward, backward, nothing. You know, it's perfectly flush. As you can tell, she does lean backward, which I'll get to that later. Well, let's just talk about it now. She does lean backwards too. That is a first click. She sits straighter. But you can also tip her forward more, a little bit, and more. So she is a very good sloucher. In clothes, unless it's a crop top, you can't really tell this unnatural looking. So unless it is a crop top, you can't tell that. So, and she has a two-piece torso, as you can see. But in her natural position, she does sway back. We can move on down to there now. Put your arms around yourself, honey. need your arms out of the way. My Impel doll model body, she sways back. So it's not as bad as my Impel doll model body. So I can definitely live with this. But whether she's sitting like this with her arms straight out or down with her legs, she's still going to sway back unless you slouch her forward. Maybe you can mod her to sit up straighter, but either way, she's going to slouch back. And there's not really much you can do about that. Maybe it's because of moving down the slits in her thighs, which is a little peanut piece like this, and it has the mobility. But as you can see, the slits go kind of angled inward toward her, and yeah, it keeps her from being able to move her leg any up. She can do it kind of when she's sitting, but not very much, which I don't really have a reason for her to really spread her legs. But if you kind of turn it, then she can, but she's not going to be able to sit. So, no, she cannot do it. Moving down to the mobility joint. I have heard people complain about the shape of this joint, how it loops downward in the back. It is straight across, and then as it comes around to the front, it loops downward. I'm not sure why they did it that way. Their old body, I think, was just, you know, a normal one that went straight. But it still can rotate, and you still can make her swivel. It's not going to be flush or pretty, so, but you can still do it. She can still turn her legs to the side and, you know, do whatever you want with her. See, you know, she's sitting. She's sitting with it swiveled. With clothes on, it's hard to swivel them, and if they're already swiveled, it's hard to swivel them back. So that's something to consider too. That is a downfall there. My light keeps fading in and out. I'm sorry, guys. It was nice and bright up here. Okay, so the mobility joint is also capable of bringing her leg up so she can, you know, do the whole touch it, hold it, touch it to her chest, in theory. In clothes, this is more difficult to do. And she that is it, because when she sits like this, the double joint wants to go back to just a single joint, so she doesn't really want to hold it as a single joint. You gotta really force it, and it does stay better when both legs are out. However, on this side, for my doll, someone got a little sanding happy when they were sanding her, and they have nearly sanded the ledges on this piece all the way down. I can do it, but it usually just pops right back out of place. So I'm going to try to get the other leg up now. And it is a little difficult to get her legs into this position. It's not as easy as, say, my Doll Zone USD body that I have. It's the mature one. I mean, she just, boom, easy. No fighting, no anything. In clothes, whatever. Clothes, it is very difficult to get her into this position. And again, it's definitely more so this leg. But I'll have to fix that. When she's not leaned forward at all, this is what it looks like. So, I mean, this is as good as it's going to get. You're going to have to really force it and lean her forward if you want her to be able to, like, touch her legs. And I mean, like, force it. And even then, they're not going to stay. So that's something else to consider. It's definitely not up to par with Doll Zone, with the body just like it. Well, not just like it. There are differences. The one that people often compare this body to. That's why I keep comparing it to Doll Zone. So yeah, but she can do it, you know, and if you know, really slouch her and they're that leg one, you can, and get her the right way, then you can get her to hold it closer to her chest. You just have to work with it, fiddle with it, and things like that. And also be aware again that it doesn't really want to stay in the double joint. It does want to slip back into the single joint a lot when it's in that position. Ow! She's pinching me. Okay, now the knees. Like the elbows, they are just nice little pieces. They're not detailed. And that's okay with me. I don't need detailed knees. I mean, they're pretty when they are detailed, but these are just as pretty in my opinion. And the thigh shape is really pretty as well. So I'm gonna show them off standing her first. So she can hold it right there. So there she is. She's holding it. She's holding it. She's holding it. She's holding it. And once I said it, she lost it. She won't stand on one foot though. So if you're trying to do this, you're gonna have her steady on something. So first, second, and that's it. Now, to have her like this, it doesn't really want to stay. It will just kind of wants to click. It'll hold for a minute and then it's just going to click back probably. So it does drop. But with wiring, that would fix it, or even just sueding. I'm going to test both out, and then I will do like an updated version of this and let you know. But here she is. When this hip is falling down for some reason. I don't know. I'm not really worried about that though, to be honest. So there's that. I don't have anything to sit her on. Just show you. No, that's too big. the Minnie Mouse Mall right now. If she will sit up there. So there she is sitting. This is an uneven surface, but I'm showing you the knees. And there they are. Like I said, if you're trying to bend it back like that to have that like kickback effect, she's not really gonna hold that. You're gonna have to wire it. But she is a wonderful kneeler. You can get her to kneel, and it's pretty. No, she can do that without a problem. She's stable. And unlike the hands, because I'm moving down to the feet now, the S-hook doesn't grind or anything into the feet, and it does give it more mobility. This foot, there it is, side to side. So this one is side to side, side to side. Stop doing that. Up or down. That wasn't a lot of down, but down, up. So it's limited. That's doesn't bother me. Unless, like, you know, I'm wanting her to, like, bend her foot to hold herself better. And she is a wonderful stander. She stood straight out of the box. So I cannot complain at all about that. And it's always harder for me to stand dolls when they aren't facing me. But she stands. I was able to stand her. And that is just, it's awesome to me. Stop it. Except now that I moved her, she doesn't want to. There she is. She stands. So there she is. Standing. And there's her back. You know, that I spoke of earlier. No real, you know, detail. There's no real shoulder blades. It's just flat with a small indentation to show her spine, and it does really curve. There's the butt, if you're interested in that. The butt. There's her other part. It's just a little slit. Nothing dramatic. Her breast, I actually do like her breast. The nipples, they are not protruding out and giving, you know, like a headlights look. They're very gentle and they're there. And, you know, you can feel them when you're rubbing, like I am. But in shirts, you can't tell that, you know, she has these, like, oh my god, headlights. And my impulse girl, she has those. So then they are nicely shaped. You know, they're nice. They're perky. I would be happy with boobs like these. But yeah, I do like these boobs. And boobs are a big thing for me. Breasts are. I find breasts to be very beautiful in a very artistic way. So breasts are a huge thing for me. Ears are okay if they're, you know, they're ears. They're nice. Feet, no detail. There's the feet, little toes. You know, she has all 5 toes and some toenails. That's what you got. The hands are okay. I can live with them. I do wish they were a tad more elegant, just because hands are another big thing to me. But they're pretty. They're okay. They look huge compared to my Doll Chateau Matthews, which I don't like. But that's Doll Chateau. They're skinny and stuff, and she's not. But they're okay. They are a little. I don't know. They're not chubby. Maybe the fingers are stubby. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. I don't know. I just would have liked them to be more elegant and slender. Because hands are another big thing for me. I like hands. But overall, I am very happy with this doll. If you can live with some of the drawbacks of it, like her having this slight sway back, or her not being able to, you know, hug her knees without fiddling with it, the slight fidgeting of getting her into this position, then it's a great body to have. If you can't, and, you know, you want to pay the extra to get the doll's own body, then, you know, go with that one. This whole doll was $145. So the body itself is, I can't remember how much it was, but you can imagine it's less than that. So it is a great body for its price. I mean, it's a great body for the price. It really is. I mean, look at that. It's a beautiful body, and it poses beautifully. Yes, some of the posings could be better, but there are pros and cons to every doll. And I'm sure if I had the doll's own version of this, like the original Audra was supposed to be, I'm sure I would have found some drawbacks to that. Even my little doll's own body that I have, I found a drawback to. Like the swivel in her, you know, it just turns if you're not careful. So see, they all have drawbacks. There's all these pros and cons. So, you know, you just have to pretty much decide what you want best, weigh the pros and cons, and go from there. And right now I do have her slouched forward, so, because otherwise she'd like, she'd be like that. So, and I guess I can show you real quick what her posing, what the legs look like in pants, since I have her pants right here. Like I said, it is a little bit more difficult to do in pants. It could also be the material of these. They're shiny and kind of slick. They are from Starshine Designs. So, because she is 45 centimeters, while they do fit her, they are kind of high waters. So, note for that. Hey, baby. That's the doggy. So, I'm going to pop her into position. I'm going to use this leg because this leg, we're without the ledges on it. And I'm going to have to fix that with a mod, or have someone else fix it. It's near impossible to get it into it, but because the material just kind of wants to slide on her, and it's already so darn difficult to do. You really gotta get it in there. 'Cause you gotta, yeah, I don't know if I can get it right now, you guys. There she goes. So that is what she looks like in clothes like that. And notice how bad the high waters are right now. So, yeah. And like I said, you can't tell about her slouching in a shirt unless it's a crop top. So, that would kind of be normal. So, yeah. But overall, if I was to rate this body doll, I'm not really including the head right now because it's just the body and you can put any head on it. I would give it like a 7.5. Just because of the difficulty I can have putting these into position, the fact that her S-hook digs into her hands. Yeah, that's a big one. And the fact that her ledges are basically non-existent on that hand, that leg, those definitely don't help. But I'd give it a 7.5 overall. Her being able to hug her legs, the fact that she can't do it closer, that took some points away. Because I really love that positions. My main positions are standing, slouching, and if possible, being able to do that pose, if the doll is capable of it. I mean, if she's not, then she's just not, so that's not even. But she is, so she got some taken away. However, she does do it a lot better, like tons better than my Impel doll model. She's supposed to be able to, but she can't. So I have to really rig her up to be able to do it. And since I have her in a crop top, I will show you the slouching. There it is. So. And this is a loose crop top. If it was tighter, you'd probably be able to see it worse, or if it was even shorter. So yeah. And that is all. Sorry about the lighting. I can't really control the sun, and I didn't want to get up and turn on the light. Hopefully it was still an okay video as far as showing off the doll itself. And I am planning on getting her a new wig. So yeah. Hopefully this helps someone. And I'm gonna go. Bye everyone.